What is going on, FA Nation? John and Pemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm MLB DFS Playbook live show. It is Friday, July 25th.
Brother.
July.
I have to ask.
Yeah.
How?
The J word, man.
No.
Yeah.
It's not even possible.
It's the J.
Oh, John. You could have why didn't you just say your name then? John. It's John.
Because I looked down at the date.
January.
Usually I never say the date. It threw me off.
Oh my God. Dude.
July 25th,
2025
at 5:07. Yeah, we were a little late today. That's on me. A little late.
No, we were talking.
Dude, we got some weather to watch on the on today's slate. 13 games, some rain, as I talked about on the previous show. Maybe a 10-game slate. We're not as dire. I will say about like a half an hour ago, we had like torrential downpours in Boston. That has since sort of moved past. I don't know if we're expecting a bit more. The Roth report here says maybe a late start. So again, I guess we'll kind of see how that plays, but a lot of yellow on the weather report, with the exception of Cleveland, Kansas City, says there could be a delay, possible postponement. So quite literally, half the slate may be dealing with some rain here today.
Yeah, it's always a good time when half the slate is dealing with rain. But we will prevail, John. We will get through it, rain or not. And I'm excited for the breakdown.
Ready to get through it. Brian Wu, Nick Pavetta are your top two priced starting pitchers. When it comes to ownership, though, today, the guy that I stopped and highlighted on the previous show, Logan Webb, is where the ownership is here today, as is Nathan Eovaldi. So those opting to not go for the 10K tier, but the low 9K range when it comes to starting pitching today. You did the pitcher matchup report. So once again, nobody has examined the pitching slate today deeper than you. So are you in agreement with the field that Logan Webb is the top guy to own today, or where are you looking to go?
Yeah, I mean, what bad is there to say about Logan Webb, right? He is a really good pitcher in a really good ballpark. The matchup isn't the best, and Logan Webb's form hasn't been the best, but he's an elite pitcher with more strikeout equity attached to his name than ever before, minus the one start he made last time out. And the price, we're not going to get this price again. He has been this price once since April 23rd. April 18th, he was $9,000. And then since then, he was $9,200 on the 27th of May. And then ever since then, it's basically been $10,000 more. So you're not going to get him at this price very often, if ever again. So I like it. We talked to Eovaldi pretty extensively on the show and like how drastic the jump in pitches was. And we've said this a lot about Nathan Eovaldi because he's just a dog. Obviously, the back is a little bit concerning, but they say he's fine. Today, he's had extra time off since being scratched with the back injury. He was originally going to start Wednesday, didn't. Now he's starting today. So I guess we shouldn't be concerned about it. So I like Eovaldi. I mean, the Braves, we've said it the same thing about the Braves all year. Like, they have a high ceiling, but that ceiling just doesn't look like it's coming in 2025. Like the ceiling that we thought they would be is like not this year's version. And, I think they're probably realizing that, and the trade deadline could reflect that, obviously. But yeah, I'm good with getting to Eovaldi against a team that's bottom half of the league in almost every offensive category. I'm a little surprised to see some limited ownership on like the other top names. Like nobody's playing Shota Imanaga. And like, to be fair, the White Sox are definitely better. When you look at the numbers, they're definitely better against left-handed pitching. Like
no Lewis Robert in the lineup tonight. Is that a good or bad thing for Shota?
I guess that's a good point. I mean, when you have to deal with Austin Slater hitting second, that's obviously a bit of a concern for Shota, how good Austin Slater is. But I mean, back-to-back 7-inning dominant performances. The strikeouts aren't exactly where you want them to be, but the White Sox strike out 26% of the time against left-handed pitching this year. So it's a great spot. Just a nice leverage spot to go to Imanaga. And then where do we got the Pavetta ownership? Another guy who's just getting no ownership. And like, I get it to an extent because St. Louis isn't a team that strikes out all that much. They obviously demolished Yu Darvish last night, but these are not Yu Darvish and Nick Pivetta in the year 2025 are clearly complete opposite ends of the spectrum, right? Darvish is completely washed, and Pavetta's like had 5 amazing starts in a row, 23 plus fantasy points in 6 of his last 7 overall. And I just think, the Cardinals lineup is okay. And yes, there is some rain in the equation here, but there's rain in a lot of different places. So yeah. I think the clear up here at the top contrarian options are Pivetta, Imanaga. And then Brian Wu is a really good pitcher. Pencil in 6 innings as a baseline.
Yeah.
But he's done every start this year. He has failed to go less than 6 innings. And then, there's a super high ceiling because he can strike people out. There's a super high ceiling because he limits damage and all that good stuff. So there's no wrong answer amongst the top 5. You ask me if I am with the field or against the field on Webb and Eovaldi. I'm probably about even with the field in terms of ownership.
I mean, I definitely think Shota presents just a great pivot opportunity. He goes out there and does what he did the last 2 starts at 9%, 10%. And, you're probably cruising, if any of the other 2 stumble a little bit. Dan Kremer is your other guy. Dean Kremer is your other guy there. Said his name wrong both times. $8,000.
Nailed it both times.
Nailed it both times. $8,000. Dean Kremer, I believe, is the correct way to go about it.
Yeah, it's January, John. We've been off for a lot of months,
it's basketball season, baby. All right, $8,000 getting ownership. We like the matchup here against against Colorado, obviously on the road here. He was a guy that we built around in the preview show, so I have no problems and not really surprised going back to the well here.
We're going back to the well, and honestly, did things get easier for us today? He struggles against lefties, and the Rockies traded one of their best lefty bats in Ryan McMahon, right? So they've their lineup has got, not that Ryan McMahon is like this elite offensive player, but he does have pop and he hits from the left side. That's what Kremer struggles with. Lefties, pop. But he's been awesome in his last 2 starts. He's been awesome outside of that Atlanta start. I mean, 5 of the last 6 starts, he's allowed 1 or fewer runs, and the only number lower than 1 is 0 in the form of earned runs. So he has been awesome, and I have no issues going back to the well. There's obviously, this is one of the games, one of the most concerning games when it comes to weather. This is one of the Roth report yellows.
Yeah.
And like solely yellow. I know like a lot of the rain is green. This one and the Kansas City game are the 2 concerning ones. So I have to monitor that, but if there's going to be no delay or any type of delay that impacts Kremer, then it's a lock and load.
Okay. Am I missing them on the weather report? Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, there it is. Yellow up at the top. Yeah. All right. Where else are we looking to go in the mid-range today?
I mean, I'd love to look at Gavin Williams, but obviously that's the most concerning game of the day.
Right.
Because I think we saw, you even look at the Kansas City numbers, you're like, well, Salvi's on fire and Pasquantino is on fire. And like, whoa, they must be like climbing the rank. It's like, nope, they're not. They're still really bad offensively. They still rank like 27th or worse in basically every offensive category. And that's basically because those 2 players are like the only ones firing. Like Michael Garcia has taken a massive step back. Jonathan India's kind of been like treading water all year. Bobby Witt hit 330 last year. And I'm not saying he's having a bad season, but he's obviously not hitting 330 this year. So I like, and Gavin Williams is coming off, would you say his best start of the year? I'd probably say his best start of the year is like pretty comfortably. So I would love to go there if that weather gets better. But as of right now, it's really just like large field tournament stuff. I don't hate using Zach Littell today. I know it's like a little bit contrarian because the ballpark. Dude, and like he does give up home runs. That's obvious. Like when you look at Zach Littell, that's been his issues kind of all year. The Reds are not a great offense against righties and specifically power. They are in the bottom 10 in isolated power against righties. And if like that's one of the things you're concerned with Littell, and he's able to keep the ball in the yard, the Reds like, Ellie hasn't homered in 20 games.
It's been that long since he homered?
He hasn't homered in 20 games.
Wow, what's that
like? I've already told you he hasn't homered since I acquired him in our league. Not one.
Tough.
But like, think about their lineup. Who's homering? Like they don't hit home runs. Like they like generate a lot of runs.
Yeah.
Because of their speed. Like they're obviously a team that runs a lot.
A lot of gap power. I guess Will Benson homers when he's not getting robbed, right?
Kind of. Like Nolvi homers every so often and like Austin Hayes, but they're not hitting home runs. And if that's your one problem with Zach Littell and he can keep the ball in the yard, I think this is a pretty good spot. He is a good pitcher outside of the home runs. I mean, he gets a quality depth in like every start he makes. The strikeouts come and go, but this is a decent strikeout spot. So I like Littell at 76. I am as the day went on, I have increasingly liked Jose Barrios a little bit more, John. I'm not going to lie.
Okay. You've highlighted Detroit's struggles.
Dude, they're 1-10 in their last 11 games. They are, and it's like, this is like unlike where the Yankees fell out of the American League East lead because there was actually another good team in their division. Like they don't need to worry about the division. They're fine, but they're 1-10 in their last 11. And in July, they're 22nd or worse in all the major categories against righties. OPS, WOBA, WRC plus. They're fine in ISO and that's a little bit of a concern. But like Barrios has made a couple poor starts, but has largely been awesome this year. And obviously the ERA is spiked because the 3 of the last 4 starts have gone poorly. But we've seen the upside. I mean, he's got over 30 fantasy points 3 times this year. And with how poorly Detroit is struggling, we've been paying basically $8K for Barrios for like 2 months now. And the price has dipped. So those would probably be the 2 guys in the mid tier that I'd like in the 7K range. I think you and I both have yelled the names Will Warren, Jose Soriano, Zebby Matthews a lot because they're ceilings. So you could play any of them, but they also have like infinitely low floors. I probably feel best about Zebby than I do about Warren and Soriano. Soriano is
just the talent for Zebby, the ceiling.
Oh, it's through the roof. It's just undeniable. Yeah. He's like, to your point, obviously the most coveted prospect coming through the ranks of the 3. Like it's not even a competition.
He's got to avoid throwing fastballs to James Wood today.
Yes, that is
the. I don't know if you took a look at that page I sent you earlier today, but basically James Wood hits everything hard. But Zebby throws fastball 44%. Then he throws his slider 28%, and James Wood is not hitting sliders against righties. So if Zebby can just throw nothing but sliders to James Wood, he might be able to get him out today.
Okay, I like that approach.
We have the Warren saying, "Hear me out." Kyle Freeland on the road.
You're talking to the if you're trying to convince us, you're talking to the wrong people.
We tuned into the preview show. We spent like 10 minutes on Kyle Freeland road stats here.
We definitely lost viewers talking about Kyle Freeland.
Yeah.
About using Kyle Freeland.
Yeah, using Kyle Freeland. $5,500.
Because there's a case to like, you can absolutely make a case to use Kyle Freeland and stack against Kyle Freeland. And I would agree with both sides, right? Like it's like you look at Kyle Freeland and you're like, oh, he's actually not terrible on the road. He's pitching pretty good the last few starts he's made. One of them being on the road, one of them being at home. Both of them being against elite left-handed hitting teams. Minnesota ranks with a bullet #1 in baseball against lefties in July. I mean, they have like a 900 OPS as a team against lefties this month, which is kind of mind-blowing. But Kyle Freeland shut that team down for the most part. 1 run. And then Boston, we've talked extensively for months about how good Boston's been against lefties. So, yeah, Baltimore's not that. They are terrible against lefties. They've been terrible. They're hitting Tyler O'Neill 4th. You know, that's obviously something. Tyler O'Neill hits lefties. He's really good at doing that specific thing. So yeah, I mean, it's you want to get expensive bats tonight. Kyle Freeland is your primary source of doing that.
Sure. Anything else at the pitching position?
No, I don't think there's anything worth really talking about.
Catcher we go then. Will Smith is your highest rostered catcher for today. Dodgers are fairly popular against Brian Bayo this evening. Are you buying into the Dodgers here tonight?
I'd be a fool to tell you no.
Okay.
I'm just not going to tell you no. Like I'm not going on record and being like, Dodgers going to suck tonight. They're getting shut down. You know, I'm going to watch them hit 3 home runs.
No profounding statements like Steve Kwan's not a good DFS player.
No. I'm not going that. I'm not going out of. And you know what? I try to take you off that ledge sometimes, where I'm like, John, don't do it, because we've been working together for long enough where I see it coming.
Like this guy sucks.
I'm like, please.
Like, he doesn't suck. He's a professional athlete. He knows he's, whatever. I'm like,
it's like, well, John, they only have 8 players tonight, so like he might suck, but like this is not the situation. You need to say that.
But you were on board with the Steve Kwan take.
I was. Yes, I was. The Stephen Kwan one, because I still double dong aside, he's still just like good baseball player. Not gonna play him in DFS. Salute to that one day we lost because of him.
First time ever.
I will play Will Smith. I don't know if I'm playing a 5K Will Smith on this slate because, I don't think you need to, but if you're stacking Dodgers, he's as good as it comes.
Yadier Diaz and Austin Wells are your next 2 guys from an ownership perspective. Both of them are in the mid to low 3Ks. Would you play any of the other higher price catchers on this slate today?
Yeah, Ryan Jeffers hitting second. That I would play anyone in that Twins lineup. They absolutely rake against lefties. That's probably it. You could always play Cal. No one's going to tell you why. No one needs to tell you why. Love Wells, Real Muto, I think looks pretty good. 36. We talked about him against righties. He's good against righties and has also been good for a little bit now. Both Astros catchers, Caratini sitting 3rd tonight, tells you all you need to know about Houston and where they are, but he's hitting 3rd. Take that for what it's worth. Yadier hitting 5th. You could play them both. You can technically play them both because you can use one at first. That's like Cuero hitting 3rd, I think is actually fine if you're just playing against Imanaga. Again, this is a situation where the White Sox are halfway decent. They are quite literally league average against lefties, which is better than their record would suggest. Sure. If they're league average in anything, they're doing something better than they did when they were the worst team ever last year.
We have no Kelly in the lineup today for the Cubs. I don't know if you like Reese McGuire or
not. He is a player who sits in his car.
All right. Moving on over to first base. Again, Ohtani leading there with the ownership play as expected. Freeman's 3rd. Paul Goldschmidt wedged between them. Goldschmidt's 37, Freeman 43, Ohtani 65. $100 there.
Yeah, I mean, Shohei looks great.
Play a really low-owned Nick Kurtz today, 2%.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean Nick Kurtz is awesome. He's really good at baseball. Just we were casually talking about his OPS. He's literally 2.02 points away from 290 on the year. He is unbelievable. Ryan Gusto he's struggles against lefties. That's his thing. He is not a good pitcher against lefties. I love the lineup switch for Kurtz too, hitting second. That's great lineup position. I don't really have a wrong answer here, John. Up at the top, they're leading Michael Busch off. That looks great. Bryce Harper, 55. He looks great. Vladdy is raking again and gets a struggling Kyler Montero. Definitely can play Vladdy. Yeah, I probably wouldn't play Olsen or Alonso unless I'm playing super large field stuff. But basically, yeah. I mean, Devers and up, I'd basically play everybody.
Sure. Iran is getting some ownership love today. Get a lefty at Cincinnati against Martinez at 45. I mentioned Bayo already. Salvador Perez and Pascantino are in that mid-range. Goldschmidt's your second highest rostered play at 37 against Ty Walker. Any other thoughts there?
My thought is that Paul Goldschmidt can't hit right-handed pitching. So I'm a little confused at why people would play him. It has to just simply be a price thing, but he has an 087 ISO and a 276 WOBA against righties this year.
Yeah, things have fallen off for him quite a bit.
Surprise, right? I mean, you had been shouting it from the rooftops that he was going to regress. I don't have like a ton of interest here. Like I do like Aranda. I do like Freeman. Freeman's price is absolutely ridiculous. I think that's something of note. You could play Caratini. You could play Manzardo, who looks better. I think Christian Walker's
getting ownership. Yeah, he's getting ownership too.
He's been good, dude. A lot of run production, multi-hit games. We know, the power has slowly come back. So hitting fourth tonight against a guy in Jeffrey Springs who, we at first we were like, oh, he can pitch on the road. And now his like home and road splits are like essentially even. He doesn't really strike people out anymore. Post Tommy John. So that like kind of thing is like off the table. I like Christian Walker 32 quite a bit.
Okay. Any other values for you?
No.
Second base position we go here. Your top rostered second baseman today, Jazz Chisholm and Jordan Westberg are tied around 11%. Only two guys up over 10% tonight. It's a pretty kind of even spread at the second base position. So do you got a favorite today?
I mean, I really like Yankees against Taijuan Walker. We know who Taijuan Walker has been. If you look at the numbers as a reliever versus a starter, it's like 100-point difference in batting average, slugging, on base, and 100 points worse. So I like Jazz quite a bit. Altuve has a lot of power against lefties. That would probably be my two favorites. Love Willie Castro hitting third. I know I'm saying a lot of Twins, and I understand what I'm saying.
Sure, is
like kind of crazy because Mackenzie Gore had been really good, but the strikeouts are we've talked about this. It was 22% in June. It's now 16% in July so far for Mackenzie Gore, the strikeout rate. So like drastic. It was over 35% the first two months of the season. So. Yeah, I'm like Willie Castro hitting third. You could always play Cedon, the second baseman.
The new second baseman, Cedon Rafaela, as Alex Cora has said, with Marcelo Meyer on the IL. We're going to take the potential platinum glove winner from center field and move him to second base. So, yeah. And this is one of the reasons why they've been less inclined to trade one of the outfielders.
Because they can just move Cedon.
Now they can play Rafaela at second and wait for whatever's going on with Mayer there. So we'll see. Apparently they turned down a Dylan Cease, Ethan Salas, and another minor prospect for Duran. So,
oh, wow.
Tell me about it.
It's not like Boston could use like a strikeout arm at the top of their rotation
and a catcher that's not Connor Wong.
It's not like they could use exactly what Dylan Cease and Silas would provide for them.
As I said, pretty much every other guy here is like 6 to 8% owned. So it really is a bit of a dealer's choice when it comes to your second base selections. Is there another favorite or two that you want to highlight here?
I would say I don't have like anything in particular. I like Zebby Matthews. I could get to some Luis Garcia. I can get to a national stack in general. Ozzy Albies has been good from the left side, but probably don't want to go there today. Colt Keith leading off. I know he's been struggling, but he went through a really good stretch back to leading off. Jose Barrios. The Jose Barrios thing could go either way because he's been struggling and Detroit's been struggling. So who prevails? Mm-hmm. Those would probably be the three. We know Lennon Sosa has been good against lefties. The one that we kind of have to talk about is this Carlos Cortez thing.
Yeah, leading off.
Because he's not a prospect. He is old. And not old. He's 28. And he's been a career minor leaguer. But he is absolutely raking. And you just you take it with a grain of salt because he plays in the PCL, right? And he plays his home ballpark at AAA is now his home ballpark in the major league level, at the major league level too. So it's like, is his 1,000 OPS real? But at the end of the day, he's $2,000 leading off. He is a switch hitter. Is that player being pinch hit for? Because they it's not like a matchup thing, you know. Like
again, just the fact that they're leading him off to me is like
it's a real thing. It lets you get whatever pitcher you want playing a 2K leadoff hitter. So it's something that I would definitively tell you I have interest in at $2,000. Definitively, he's a 2K leadoff hitter. He does not even have to be good. He can be bad. He can go over. He's 2K. This is punting catcher, right? This is like what we do when we punt catcher. We're just punting second base. And yeah, good shout out, Rusty. Jorge Polanco homered again last night. He's kind of back. He hits righties. He hits a lot of home runs against them. It's been his thing all year.
It's just that Soriano doesn't generally give up fly balls.
Yes, he does. He has struggled against lefties for what that's worth, right? It has been all or nothing for Soriano. He has 3 starts in his last 9. He has 3 starts in which he's allowed 5 earned runs or more, and he has 2 shutouts and 3 starts of 1 earned run or less. So it's just great or it's horrible.
Yep. Third base. Bregman's actually your highest rostered third baseman today.
Okay.
At $4,500. You have Ramirez, Caminero, Machado up at the top. You can play Devers here, Westberg. What do you make of Bregman getting the ownership?
I mean, Boston is pretty popular. I feel like Fenway is typically a place that people gravitate to for ownership. Because I just thinking to a very specific situation. Do you remember how highly owned they were against Chase Burns? We're like, why are they so highly rostered against Chase Burns for no reason whatsoever? And then obviously Chase Burns doesn't get out of the first inning. You're like, okay, whatever. But it's I don't know if it's a ballpark bump. People just like the pricing of Boston. I mean, Bregman's cheap. He was an MVP candidate to start the year and then he got hurt and he's $4,500 because he's kind of been, the only thing he's done since returning is that pinch hit 3-run home run that he hit.
Yeah.
It's the only thing he's done, but he was awesome. And now he's in a good hitting environment against a pitcher that kind of struggles, but is super talented. The one thing it's a small sample, but lefties have given Sheehan way more issues than Sheehan way more issues than righties have. So it's a little bit interesting. If I had the money, I'd play Ramirez or Caminero over him. I'd play Machado, homered up last night. We can see how good that offense can be when Machado and Tatis both homer in the same game, that's basically their win condition, and they still lost last night. But Machado against Michaelis is terrible. So, like, I don't know. 45 for Bregman is fine, but like at the ownership, I'd probably look elsewhere, like Addison Barger for $4,200.
Barger's would be the play for me for sure. Like
he's cheaper and in an elite spot against Kyler Montero. I'd have a hard time like really justifying like Kyler Montero against lefties this year. 267 ISO, 271 expected ISO, 400 WOBA. This man is a violent home run hitter against right-handed pitchers, and he's getting a guy who gives up home runs to lefties. I would lean Barger basically all day and twice on Sundays.
Yep, I'm with you there 100%. Barger would be exactly the spot that I would go. Price point, matchup, everything to me is kind of just ringing the bell. Going down a little bit further here, we do have Josh Young versus a lefty and Wentz. They got Brady Housing 6th today, huh? That's interesting.
Yeah.
Matt Shaw is $3,300. Royce Lewis, as you talked about, $3K. Any other values for you?
Royce. That's my dog. He's so back. He's so back. He was getting 3 RBIs in a game where he had no hits. That's how back we are with Royce Lewis.
Yeah, I mean he's fantastic. Play him now. Play him now. Yeah. Play him while you can.
Him,
at this price too, $3K.
Correct. Play him now.
Anything else?
No.
Shortstop. Ellie's up the top. Trey Turner. Obviously the big names. Bobby Witt, CJ Abrams. Again, Trevor Story is getting ownership, but as we highlighted, Story not good versus the fast stuff, and Sheen's throwing 96, 98. So I am out on the Story play. Okay. So put him in your lineup now. And then you got Ellie under him.
Yeah, I mean, if there's ever a game that Ellie homers, this is the one, right? He hasn't homered in 20 games. This is the one against Littell. Abrams is definitely live to hit a home run. Those would probably be my top two. The top two names that I gravitate to. I like Bo Bichette at 4,600. He has been awesome. I love this new lineup position. Not new, but like this extended lineup spot for Bo Bichette. This extended look that I've given him in the 4 hole. Like he has had a lot of RBIs lately. And obviously a lot of hits. Hitting behind Vladdy, you're just going to naturally get more pitches to hit. So like Bichette at 46, I think the Blue Jays look great. You could play Adames against a righty and a struggling righty at that. I noted in the pitcher report, we talked about like Clay Holmes not traditionally being a starter. 2018 was the last time he had, and that was at AAA. It was the last time that he had thrown more than 100 innings as a starting pitcher. So 7 years have gone in between where Clay Holmes has been a relief pitcher. I don't think it's a surprise to see him falling off. Yeah, kind of like Story's hitting 4th. And this has been the better split for him. So, take that for what it's worth. Sure. But he doesn't hit. He needs off speed stuff. So if he gets it, he could hit it. If he gets all hard stuff, he won't. I think Correa looks good against Mackenzie Gore. You could play Maidroth leading off against Imanaga. Tovar hitting 5th is okay. Dubois gets a lefty. He's been okay. But all that's like secondary stuff down here.
Outfield loaded, big slate, many good players up here at the top. How are you kind of breaking it down?
I mean, I think it's hard to Ohtani and Judge. It's I'm not trying to be lazy, but like I think they're obviously the 1A, 1B.
They are the 1 and 2 ownership plays, so you're not being lazy. That's just where the field is going today.
I think Buxton is your contrarian play amongst the 6K tier. With Mackenzie Gore's lack of strikeouts and with how good Buxton has been, I think Schwarber looks amazing against Will Warren and in just Yankee Stadium in general. I mean, dude, we're just in another stretch where Kyle Schwarber is just like hitting home runs every other night or every night. So 5,900 for Schwarber looks great. James Wood, you talked about. Cody Bellinger. I think the Yankees lefties look amazing. Bellinger has just had a really high ceiling of late, like good floor, but really, really high ceiling. I mean, we had a 3 home run game. Obviously, could have been 4 if he didn't get robbed. And then he has a 3 extra base hit game with a home run. I mean, there's just been like a lot of really good things happening for Cody Bellinger. Love 5,200 for him hitting third. Tatis, I note this every time we talk Tatis, but he is just simply better against righties, and there's no denying it. The numbers are just better. Homered again off a righty last night. It's just his better split. So that would probably be my breakdown of like the 5K tier.
Okay. Going down into the mid range, again 4K spot. Yeah, Chandler Simpson leading off, man, $4,600. Just
it's good. It's good.
It's pretty. Good. It feels pretty elite. I
mean, dude, he's just like he is just a legit big league hitter.
Did you mention this?
No, I didn't. But
Naylor with the outfield edge.
Oh my god! What? Why did his trade break the? They gave him
the outfield. They gave him the Ohtani love there. Just give him a position he's not in.
I mean, he's not playing today, is he? We haven't gotten a Mariners lineup, I guess. I guess technically he could. I don't think we've gotten a Mariners lineup yet. So
anyways, that just threw me off.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't I just wasn't not something that I'm used to seeing.
Not something you used to see. No, I'm like, is there another Naylor I'm thinking about? No, they just gave it to him. Anyway, Simpson I love a lot at that price point, $4,600. Castellanos 45.
Yeah, a lot of death lately. We know Castellanos is gonna.
Jackson Merrill at 43 hitting cleanup. I know that he to you is dead.
No, he's been fine. He's been better. He's just
Miles Michaelis is just not a competitive pitcher. So
he's not. He's not.
Willier hitting 7th tonight, but he's got 250 ISO. Like it just kind of.
Another guy with a just all or nothing mentality.
350 WOBA.
Monster upside for Willier Abreu. I mean, he has multiple 2 home run games this year, right?
Yeah.
Like multiple. Like I feel like he has at least 2, possibly 3 2 home run games. I like this little stretch of batters. Willier 43. We talked Barger. Trent Grisham 42. Ramon Laureano is homering every single day, hitting 3rd tonight. He has been super, super good, super productive.
Where's his price tag, Laureano?
$4,200.
Okay, 42.
And also, I think the things are wrong because he has hit home runs like in like 3 straight games, I want to say, or 3 of his last 4 games. But DraftKings page is not showing any home runs.
Okay.
But he's hitting 3rd.
Warren likes Grisham, so you have Grisham in there, Laureano.
Yep.
If you're in on the Dodgers, Teoscar, Butler,
Duran,
Langford, Duran, Roman Anthony's hitting 3rd tonight.
Big G, dude, Big G's homering off Taijuan Walker tonight. He's homering in Yankee Stadium tonight. They're pumped that Ryan McMahon's part of the team. Just so ecstatic, you know. Get pumped when Ryan McMahon comes to the doors, you know.
Okay. I'll just I mean, listen, maybe lefty bat, right? Like shocker, the Yankees went after a lefty instead of getting a good player. They just took a lefty instead.
Well, they just need it's literally just acquiring a third baseman. That's not what they have.
I know, but like they could have gotten a better player, but they just went with the lefty player instead. So
yeah, they just didn't want to give up any of their top prospects, so they're just like, we'll take.
Give up number 8, number 21. So that's whatever.
Yeah, they didn't. Yes, but they didn't give up the guy who's sitting on a toilet hitting 30 minor league home runs.
Yeah, what I sent you yesterday, 27 of his 50 career fly balls have homered it in the minor leagues. So like,
yeah, he's a sick. Yeah, and he's a sicko.
50% of his fly balls leave the yard. And he's shocker, he's a lefty.
There's some good value. Lucas 35, Cam Smith
leading off.
Both of them leading off. Profar leading off. Tyler O'Neill hitting 4th against a lefty tonight. Angel Martinez hitting 2nd, hitting from the left side.
Base eligibility away. Big rip.
Took a second, yeah. Lux hitting 5th. He's been good lately. Austin Slater, we know, just historically good against lefties. Dude, shout out Joey Loperfido.
I said I would play Loperfido here, man.
Hit a bomb last night. And again, the struggles for Ricardo Montero, he struggles in general, but specifically against lefties.
All right. That's probably it.
Yeah, you could play Cortez here.
Chaz McCormick, 23.
Yeah, and you can play Cortez here leading off at 2K.
Speaking of which, Spencer Jones not in the lineup tonight due to back spasms.
I saw. I saw.
All right. All right. Should we go into Shota, I believe, right? Play the
Yeah.
Do this little Shota Kremer.
Yeah, and honestly, just punt Cortez at second, and we'll just move on from there, and then
no Cam Smith love, always Cam Smith love.
Always Cam Smith love. He also he said JK right away because Warren must be listening on like a little bit of a delay,
yeah,
and then
he got it right away. Yeah.
As he's typed it, he heard Cam Smith's name.
Catcher. What's our build here? We did Schwarber on the preview show.
I love Philly. We know obviously Will Warren has a high ceiling, but
we have a 2K play we didn't have in the lineup during the preview show, so we can just
correct. Probably one of the Astros catchers. Caratini's really cheap and hitting third. Diaz is really cheap hitting fifth. You could go either of them. Maybe correlate with Cam Smith.
I was saying, would you do him or Chaz and just take the cheap play here?
Probably.
Maybe a 44 for third. Oh, we did Royce Lewis, I think. So we might not need the.
I'm just trying.
Can leave it like this. Give you 4,200 for a short and two outfielders.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Shota, Kremer, Diaz, Harper, Cortez, Lewis, and Schwarber. Don't copy James's lineup, but get our lineup in the Discord when we are done with today's show. Appreciate you all tuning in. Playbooks live from Keith. Pitching match reports live from Grande. I'll be on the SiriusXM show today, so make sure you tune in that. Coop and I talking some football. We'll be back Monday with the preview show and the live show, everybody. We'll see you then.